What do I do first? Oh, right. I make a post on Blue Sky.
That's like the last thing you do before we start the show.
Well, I'm doing it backwards.
Okay. You know what, Daniel? It's your house. You can do whatever you
I can
want.
do whatever the fuck I want. It's one of the best things in the world about owning a house is I could punch a hole in that wall and answer to no one.
Yeah.
Except I'd probably have to go to the hospital.
And also, John would be like, "What the fuck? Why'd you punch a hole in our wall?"
Yeah, he'd be pretty upset. Oh, I'm gonna put my coffee over here. Mmm.
Bean juice.
It is definitely one of those like acquired tastes. I did not like coffee at all, and my dad is a huge coffee fan
Well, sure, he was in the military.
and only drinks it black, which I think is psychotic. But I worked as a barista when I was a young man, and I was allowed to drink whatever I wanted on when I was on shift for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I started making myself peanut butter mochas, which is chocolate and peanut butter, and you could barely even taste the coffee in it, and it was just a gateway drug to me liking coffee.
I mean, in fairness, that is also how you got people drunk in college. You give them rum and Coke with a lot of Coke in it so that they can't taste the rum.
Yeah. Well, actually, I personally got people drunk in college by making them milkshakes, the Oreo milkshakes.
Well, sure, that works too.
All right, shall we get this show on the road?
I think we'd better.
Let's go. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And this is this week's episode of the Jedi Enclave presents the Now This is Podcasting Podcast, which is our weekly podcast about Star Wars accessories, and this week, no Star Wars at all, because there ain't shit happening until the Super Bowl, I don't
That's
think.
true, yeah.
Um,
Is that speculative, or like, do we have it on any authority at all?
we have it on, I guess it's common sense. It
Okay.
is something I would do if I had a movie coming out in what May, I think.
That sounds about right.
I would almost certainly make sure, or March even. I think it might even be March.
Is it March?
I can't remember.
That seems really soon.
Tell us in the chat. Give us an engagement.
When is Mandalorian and Grogu coming
Because
out?
we don't know. We will go see it.
We are fake Star Wars
We need to know
fans.
when it is to go see it. Yes, I'm assuming we're getting a trailer during the Super Bowl.
Makes sense.
yeah,
I mean,
so-
Disney does have literally unlimited money.
Oh, another crazy Super Bowl thing. There's another. So they're pushing the new episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms earlier as
Mhm.
well. So we'll get to see another one of those on like Friday night, I think. So anyway,
This has literally no effect on me because I'm not going to watch it till next Tuesday anyway. But I'm really happy for you.
oh, I thought you were talking about the Super Bowl,
Oh,
and it was
no.
like I'm not watching it Sunday or next Tuesday. I'm never watching it at all because I do not care.
Please, Daniel,
about football.
give me at least a little bit of credit.
Ye-
I know you a little bit.
You don't really watch football either, do you?
Not anymore. No.
Yeah, I can't be bothered. And you know what? It's the day. It's like the age of the internet. Like we're living in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So when that motherfucker drops, that trailer drops during the Super Bowl, I'm gonna go to YouTube and watch it because I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I just cannot be bothered. So yeah, this is our weekly, our new like our nerdcast, our nerd podcast about all the shit we like. And this week we're talking about Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Wonder Man, which you and I watched all of this last week because the Marvel dropped it all at once, and it was kind of a pain in the
All
ass.
at once, the evening before
Our podcast, our last week's podcast, yeah. So we caught up on it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna talk about that, and some other. We got some Disney like corporate news,
politicking.
yeah. And then we'll get to it when we get to it. Also, while you're here, if you could give us a follow on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and TikTok. All the links are there in the description of this video. We'd be lucky and very thankful to have you. In fact, a really good way to support the podcast and everything we do here will cost you nothing. just by subscribing to one of those platforms. And a comment. If you're feeling generous, give us a comment.
Even if you tell us how much you hate us,
Yeah.
that actually helps.
I don't give a fuck. I don't read them anyway, but like I know I am told by the children it's good for the algorithm.
Yeah.
So
You just treat the computer into thinking people are engaging with us.
Also, if you comment during the podcast, like during the live show, we'll probably read it because
you just don't go back.
After that, like after the show's done, it's out of my mind. I do not care. Let's start off with some sad news.
Okay.
The famed world-class comedian, actor, and screenwriter Catherine O'Hara died this last week at, I think, the age of 71 years old. And I think this is kind of a shock to everyone.
Yeah, because that's relatively young.
Yeah, especially nowadays. I'll tell you what I knew about Catherine O'Hara a while ago, which is that she had a really rare heart condition.
Ooh.
So your heart is usually right here, like this on your left side.
Mm-hmm.
Her heart was a mirror image over here on the other
right
side, along with her like spleen.
Huh.
Like the organs over here, they're supposed to be over here,
here,
were mirrored on the other side. And she lived with it her entire life. It's a rare disease, but it's also like manageable.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I don't think anyone. The cause of death doesn't really matter so much. The thing that matters was that Catherine O'Hara was absolutely phenomenal, and I don't think that there's anything I've ever seen her in where I haven't loved her. And when I heard that she died, I immediately went to YouTube and found a scene that she's in Beetlejuice, where she is possessed by Beetlejuice and sings the Banana Boat song, but that thing, and it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So she rose to prominence on SCTV, the Second City Television. She's from Toronto. Sorry, yeah. The influential comedy sketch show that ran from the late 1970s into the early 1980s, and then transitioned to film in Beetlejuice in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
She was also in the 2024 sequel, and then I think most famously for everyone played Kate McAllister, the mother in Home Alone.
That is the role that I know her from.
Also, I think most recently, that's salient for us, she was in the second season of The Last of Us as the therapist. I can't remember her character's name. Right.
Her.
And she's hilarious in that, even though it's a real dramatic role, and she plays the dramatic side of it really well. She's also hilarious.
Yeah.
Like her character is so funny, and she's also I'd be remiss not pointing this out, a fierce ally of the LGBTQ+ community. Her son is gay, and was pretty much like, if anyone has an issue with gay people, I'll fucking cut you. Like that was her general philosophy on it. Yeah. So it's one of those things. It kind of sucks. Godspeed, Catherine O'Hara. You're a fucking legend. We love you. Wherever it is you're going, if there is a place to go at all, I hope that you enjoy it. Also, I just threw away a piece. That's from last week.
See, this is the problem with you just throwing everything on the floor and then
Did
not
I
cleaning
print these
any of it
motherfuckers? Oh, God.
Foiled by your own eco-consciousness.
Okay, where were we? Bob Iger's leaving Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
I mean...
so the weird thing about this is that he's leaving before his contract's up, which I didn't think you were allowed to do that.
I mean, well, I guess when you're Bob Iger and you're richer than God, you can just do these things.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they're like, Bob Iger, why are you leaving Disney? He's like, I'm so tired.
I am so tired.
I'm done with it.
All this bullshit.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he tried to walk away from Disney a couple years ago, and then Bob Chapek took over, and then everyone. It was like a. And
then Bob Chapek ran the company into the ground. They're like, Bob Iger, we need you to come back and save Disney. And
it was
like, fine, I guess.
It was a little bit like Steve Jobs. Except Bob Iger wasn't forced out of Disney. Steve Jobs was forced out of Apple.
Yeah.
But like they forced Steve Jobs out of Apple.
And then everything went to shit.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my God, please come back. And he's like, yeah, but I'm going to be in charge of everything now. So
like, fine, just fix it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bob Iger is leaving, and we know from the board that Josh D'Amaro is taking over, who is from their experience side of Disney, the parks and
Yeah.
everything, and has done really well there, apparently. And so, what we can expect is that, like, he's obviously going to play to that side. And the parks experience at Disney is probably going to be going great because that's what he knows. I do know that they appointed a. I threw that piece of paper away, and I really shouldn't have again. But they like promoted one of their media side corporate officers a little higher so that he can have some help on the movie and TV side of Disney, because like movie and TV has become such a huge part of the brand that they're like, we can't just do parks. So
Yeah.
like,
it's sort of similar to what Lucasfilm did when Kathleen Kennedy finally quit.
Yeah.
They put two people there, one
Right.
creative, one business.
You're right. So I don't know if this really has. Whenever I read stories like this, I am immediately reminded of the TV show Succession, where it's like a bunch of rich people saying rich people things. They have no idea, like they have no connection to the product they're selling. The only thing they care about is they're selling a product.
It's just a banana. How much could it cost? $10?
Right. And they don't care. They're like, just do another fucking Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what kind of, like, I don't know. I've never seen fucking Star Wars. Just do it. Like we need to goose that bottom line.
Do it and make another $1 billion.
Yeah. And that's the level that we're talking about right now. Like Bob Iger has probably never seen a Star Wars movie. He probably does not give a fuck about it. I shouldn't say that because that would be a very David Zaslav thing, the guy that's head in charge of HBO and Warner and everything right now. But these are the guys that they're all on the Epstein files, right? So like no one really like
they view the world as a spreadsheet,
right?
Right?
Yeah.
That there's like pluses and there's minuses, and at the end you're trying to make the end result as big as possible.
Yeah, right. And if killing your mother will give you just a couple more dollars, that's what you do. That's the
sorry, Mom.
Yeah. All right, The Last of Us turns out. So HBO, the leadership at HBO, has given kind of a clear indication that The Last of Us will likely end with season 3. And this is an interview with Deadline from HBO boss Casey Bloys. Was asked. Well, he's asked about The Last of Us and Hacks, which, by the way, Hacks is great. It's a really funny. It's a comedy. It's really, really funny. But it turns out that the next season for both of those shows will likely be its last. Now, I am trying to figure out if this is that big of a deal for The Last of Us, because I gotta tell you, like the game. So season 1 was the first game.
Yes.
I mean, beat for beat almost. Season 2 is like the first half of the second game. I thought it kind of made sense that the third season would be the last half of the second game, and then they would just be done with it. And
though, if you remember, the second season ends on that big flashback to before the second season happens. Or I guess
which flash? Oh, with Ellie and Joel, you mean?
No. The very last one with Abby, where they're in the big stadium.
Oh, she wakes up and she looks out on the which is exactly how it happens in the game.
Yeah.
So, spoilers for The Last of Us 2. First of all, the game was very what's a good word?
I don't know. What are you trying to express?
Don't get smart with me. Fans were very passionate about either loving or hating it.
Divisive.
Yeah, that word is every time The Last Jedi is brought up, everyone always drops the word divisive, and I'm so tired of hearing it. But I guess I should give myself a thesaurus. Anyway, either people love it or hate it, and one of the reasons is because that's a good one. So you start off playing Ellie. Spoilers for the show and the game. Joel dies.
No.
And then you spend like the second half, except for the end, playing as Caitlin Deaver's character,
Abby.
Abby. And basically what ends up happening is Ellie kills literally all of her friends. Like one by one, Kill Bill style, kills every one of her friends. And then it resets. So she kills all of her friends over a 3-day period. And then the time resets and you get it from Abby's perspective, that 3-day period from Abby's perspective. In the game, by the way, Tommy, Joel's brother, is just running around being a menace. Just like a one-man, like, soldier of fortune, just sniping people from rooftops and stuff, answering to no one. He's not working really with Ellie or anyone. He's just out killing wolves, right?
He's more like Joel than you think.
Yeah. So,
or
anyway,
Joel's more like him. I don't know. Anyway,
they're very brothers. So anyway, what I'm saying is I'm not sure that this really is a huge surprise to me. I always kind of assumed the third season would be the last season, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Let us know if this is a big shock to you.
Apparently, there were plans to make 4 seasons, so they're gonna have. If that was the plan, that they might have to compress some things or cut things, but I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell. So this next part of my notes, the heading that I made in my notes is John Lithgow on J.K. Rowling being a human piece of shit.
Yeah, okay.
So it turns out John Lithgow, who was cast as Albus Dumbledore in the HBO reboot retelling of Harry Potter, has publicly explained why he chose to play Dumbledore despite
knowing that J.K. Rowling
is a human piece of trash.
Yeah.
And was pretty much like, guys, I get it.
However, have you seen the size of this check?
Yeah, like I'm an actor. Like this is what I do for a living. And it's an iconic, famous role.
Also, I cannot stress this enough. They backed up a literal dump truck of money onto my driveway.
Right. So what do you expect a man to do? You know. And I get both sides of this. I understand. So, I mean, I guess the first thing we need to do is establish just the brute fact that J.K. Rowling is a piece of human trash. That being said, I grew up with Harry Potter.
Yeah. You and I are both of the age where like those books hit when I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I grew up reading them all the way through high school.
So we live in a society that ethical consumption is literally impossible. I mean, we can preach about trans rights all we want, but we're streaming to you on a cell phone that was made by slave children. You know, there's no way to avoid that shit, right? The world sucks. It's one of the reasons why I'm a socialist. It is the way it is. I know that there have been other actors that kind of took flack for this too. I know that like when the game came out, Hogwarts Legacy came out, Sebastian, one of the boys from Heartstopper, the villain from Heartstopper, actually, is the main character's voice. I can't think of his name right now. But he was like, guys, I didn't realize even when I was auditioning what this was. So like, yeah, and then I got the gig, and like, I'm an actor. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's one of those things where you and I, being musicians, are kind of good at the whole separating the artist from the art thing, because we can sit down and play something written by Wagner that's some of the most beautiful music ever written, but also written by a proto-Nazi.
Yeah, like we're not exaggerating here. Richard Wagner would have been a Nazi if he was born like 2 decades later.
Yeah, but still, we're professional musicians and we get hired to play that shit. Yeah. So it's like, and it's amazing. It's beautiful music. So like, you have to find a way to separate. So the way that by the way, just as a way to button all this up, this is how I'm going to deal with this. First of all, I am not paying for HBO to watch this show. I'm going to be pirating the fuck out of it, and I strongly suggest everyone else do the same. Right? J.K. Rowling should be robbed as much of the money from this project as possible. And also, when I played Hogwarts Legacy. For every $1 that I spent on the game, I spent $3 for a trans foundation. So, like, that was the only way I could think of to, separate the art from the artist and kind of like try to, balance. It's like it's like in the secret MCU show where they weigh the feather against your heart.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Right?
Yeah, that's an actual thing from Egyptian mythology.
Right. So, it's also strangely, and I'm going to look into this. I was surprised. We had a little chat right before this. I guess J.K. Rowling is in the Epstein files. What? Is anyone?
That's crazy.
I don't know. I started off saying, "Oh, I'm really surprised by that," and the more I think about it, I'm
Are you actually?
I guess that probably makes sense. She is a terrible human being. She's probably also on some level a pedophile. I don't know. So, House of the Dragon season 4 will be the final season of House of the Dragon, which is another HBO thing. So, pretty much an HBO boss is like, guys, a lot of the stuff that you love from HBO right now is getting 1 or 2 more seasons, and that's it. It's over, right? So House of the Dragon. So we're going into season 3, which is coming out in June.
Yes.
And I'm excited as fuck for it. And then apparently after that, they're going to do 1 more season and they're going to be done with this. And this is another one of those things where I have not seen, or I've not read, Fire and Blood. Because they are making a show about it, and I didn't want to spoil it or anything. Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure I know what it, I mean, all the dragons end up dying. I assume all the people that ride the dragons probably die as well.
Most of them. Yeah. Not all of them, because there are still some Targaryens around. But
so, it's one of those things where how many seasons of this Civil War can you really realistically make? Where,
I mean, sooner or later you run out of people and or dragons to kill.
Right. So, I also wonder how much of this is related to, I know that like a few weeks ago, George R.R. Martin was like, guys, House of the Dragon sucks.
Well, he's been mad about it ever since the Blood and Cheese episode.
He's mad about all of it because Ryan he hired Ryan Condal, the showrunner, and then I guess during the first season they had this really good like working relationship where like George R.R. Martin would like give him notes and then they would work it out.
Yeah.
And then the second season, Ryan Condal was like, stop.
Those notes are stupid.
Yeah. I'll call you. You don't call me, I'll call you. And then went to the HBO execs. It was like, this is getting awkward. And so the HBO execs pulled George R.R. Martin in the room and they're like, you need to stop calling Ryan Condal, please. And so George R.R. Martin's really mad about it, right?
So much so, like, he made a gigantic blog post about everything he hates about that Blood and Cheese episode and then deleted it like an hour later.
Yeah.
Forgetting that once you've published something to the internet, it's always out there.
It's always on there.
So you can go out to the Wayback Machine and pull up that blog post right now if you wanted to.
You could probably find some of the real emo MySpace posts I made back in high school.
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin is famously prickly and hard to get along with.
A salty bitch.
Yes. So I don't know what side of that I fall on. And I know that like visual adaptions, like film and TV adaptions of books, are nearly impossible in the first place. Like they're 2 different mediums. They do not translate well, and it is what it is. So anyway, House of the Dragon season 4, probably the last season, which means at the rate that they're putting them out, House of the Dragon won't be done until 2040. So we'll have
2028 would be my guess.
We'll have June we'll have a new season of House of the Dragon, and then when I turn 60 is when the final season will be.
Let's see, is it Wonder Man time, or are we
I think? I think I was going to start with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Well, sure, we can do that.
How are we doing on time? We're doing fine on time. Okay, so. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 3 came out. This is I think the mid-series finale, because I think there are only 6 episodes of the show happening. So let's start off with there's a big spoiler that everyone saw coming. Everyone kind of knew the big spoiler of this show. And you can tell that the showrunners were like, everyone knows about this, so like it isn't the point of the show.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
However, that reveal came with a fucking baller music.
We laughed though. Yeah. We laughed because it was like the end of or a scene from like Rian Johnson's Knives Out. Like that really dramatic like smash cut on everyone's reactions and then with again
really fucking good music.
Yeah. The music has been really solid, and I'll just say that I will die for Dunk and Egg both. Like they're both so perfect, and I love their actors so much. I don't know how they got lucky finding the kid that plays Egg, but I found out, by the way, I was watching some behind the scenes stuff and like interviews when they were doing their press junkets for this.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the kid that plays Egg was up for Draco Malfoy.
Really?
In the HBO Harry Potter series.
Okay.
And he got this instead and was like, I'd much rather have this. This is way better.
Yeah.
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 So,
yeah.
Shall we? I don't. Let's not say anything about this other than spoiler free that we really love it. You should watch it. If you've not watched it yet, watch it. So spoilers going forward. If you don't, okay, let's just say this so we can get it out of the way and I can stop pretending to tiptoe around this.
Okay.
We find out that Egg is actually Aegon Targaryen. He's a Targaryen. He is technically in the line of succession.
But there's so many people in front of him.
Yeah,
that realistically,
he's way down because his dad is the second son, and the first son has sons of his own.
Yes.
So the first son has to die.
Plus, Egg has 2 brothers ahead of him.
3 brothers.
3 brothers.
3 brothers ahead of him. So the first son has to die. All his kids have to die. His father has to die. All of his brothers have to die, and that's what fucking happens.
Well, there's that fortune teller.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Says, you will be king and everyone will fucking die and hate you.
Yeah, you'll die and everyone will celebrate. And some more spoilers in the tale. I'm just going to come out and say this now because it's one of those things that got spoiled, I think, in Game of Thrones in the show. They were talking about it. It's one of those things that's been around. This book is written back in the 90s. So Dunk and Egg grow up together pretty much. And they spend their entire lives together and they die together. And it is one of the most beautiful bro stories of all time. Like it is so great. And that we'll talk about the fortune teller scene when it gets there, but like that's exactly what happens. Everyone dies, he becomes king. And you know what? He's a pretty fucking good king too, and that's why everyone hates it. Because he's like, you know what? I'm going to make the lives of the small people better. And the nobles are like, fuck you. Why would you ever do that? Fuck the small people. Anyway. So
class warfare never changes.
Right. Yeah. Royals are going to royal. That's why you should eat them. So we start off early morning outside Ashford. Dunk is asleep, and Egg decides. So there are a couple things to know about Egg. First of all, he's taking the Squire thing very seriously.
Yes.
And he wants to do a really good job, right? But he's also realizing after watching The Last Joust that he is a tiny little person and there's a lot of responsibility on the Squire. And right now he's not even sure if he can lift the lance up, right? Yeah. So he's like, okay, I need to go out, iron out some kinks in my form, and project confidence to Dunk. So he doesn't think that I'll just be an abject failure.
Also, I'm not even sure this fucking horse knows how to joust, so I better get out there and just warm him up.
Which this is Dunk's warhorse Thunder, who the whole point of this horse is to fight. Mm-hmm. So I would assume he kind of knows how to fight, or at least like knows how to not freak out when a fight breaks out around him, like horses do.
Maybe.
Or like everyone's sword fighting, and the horses are like, dude, could you stop? So
I just want to eat some grass.
Yeah, so he pulls this horse out and tries, and it's really funny to watch the behind the scenes of this because, so first of all, there's a shot where he tries to get the horse to do something and the horse just shits all over the place.
Yeah.
And according to the director of this episode, that was completely came out of nowhere, and they just happened to have a camera on him, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
God bless it. It's like poetry. It rhymes with Dunk taking a shit in the first episode.
Right. Yeah. So he reveals he knows some things about horsemanship that he shouldn't know if he's just some rando peasant from wherever the fuck. And he's like, "Oh, my father hates horses, and he thinks they're so fucking dumb."
But he's wrong.
Yeah, but he's fucking dumb, honestly. So horse, you and I, dude, it's me and you. Look at me, we're gonna do this. And the horse is like, well, excuse me, I have to shit first. So he finally gets him to do some stuff.
Yeah, and they have a little training montage.
And there is an adorable shot of Egg with the practice lance spinning around and trying to figure it out and shit. And this kid in the behind the scenes was running barefoot through this field through piles of sheep shit. And was having the time of his life.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yes. So he meets an interesting character called Robin Reisling, right? Who is a one-eyed knight and is more or less a religious fanatic, right? He's very unstable. He believes that he is like a conduit of one of the gods, which is why he refers to himself. He uses plural pronouns. So he won't say I, he'll say we. And he walks up and he's like, "Hey, fucking kid, where'd you steal this horse from?" And he's like, "I didn't. What the fuck happened to your eye?" And he's like, "Well, brace yourself for a fucking cutaway." And it cuts away to this dude taking a lance shard to the face and then riding away the apparent victor, I think, with his eyeball hanging out, looking like it's the best day of his life, right? So this guy is just absolutely batshit insane. So
of course, Egg knows who he is.
Right. And so like they kind of spar with one another, and then he's like, "Look, I'm the squire to Sir Duncan the Tall," and and he's like, "Who the fuck's that?" And he's like, "You'll know someday, hopefully tomorrow."
Yeah.
Hopefully very soon. And it's like I like how this guy's like, "All right. Well,
all right, fine.
See ya." Just walks up, and he's got his fucking eye patch and his walking stick and shit. It's pretty great. So, Egg comes back to the camp, right? And Dunk's awake, and he's sewing. He's like repairing his pants or something.
Like, where the fuck were?
Yeah, he's like, "Where have you been?" And he was like, "I was, don't worry about where the fuck I was. You're not my dad, right?" And he's like, "Wait, shouldn't I be sewing that?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, but you're useless.
You don't fucking know how."
Yeah. So then he teaches. There's a really adorable shot where he teaches him how to sew, and it's like this is in High Life. This is what the
It's not happening now, so I think we're good.
I thought it was a connection to my headphones.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Well, if it was both our headphones.
I don't know. Maybe that was like a message from outer space or something. I don't know.
Anyway,
so he teaches them how to sew. This is something that girls do, by the way. Like in the beginning of Game of Thrones, Sansa and Arya are needle pointing and stuff, and so he's like, okay.
Well, now I know how to sew.
Yeah. So there is this really hilarious line where Egg's like, "I'm growing pubic hair."
Is that weird? Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, I hear myself now. And it's not doing the thing, so I think you fixed it. Congratulations.
I fucking hate podcasting. God damn. It's always a problem that I'm just like, that's never happened before. How the fuck do I fix that? I'm done. We're done. We're canceling the podcast. Where was I? Oh, Egg's pubic hair is where we were. Right. I think I read this, by the way, in retrospect, when you compare this to the news that we get about Egg, it probably is a little strange to him, and I'm not trying to get into the philosophical meaning of Egg's pubic hair, but as a Targaryen, he's one of the Targaryens that has fucking platinum white hair.
Yes.
Right? So he probably is a little bit like, hold on a second, shouldn't that also be the same color? But I just also love how Dunk's like, we're not talking about that. Please, for the love of God. So Dunk prepares to enter the lists, and he prepares by vomiting his whole fucking guts out, right? And he pukes a whole bunch, and then goes up to Egg and's like, fetch my armor, boy. And he's like, why?
What the fuck for?
Why would I do that? And he's like, what?
So I can enter the tournament.
The list.
Yeah.
The whole reason we're here.
I've got jousting to do.
Yeah.
Glorious victory and all that.
Egg's like, you fucking idiot. Like, only the knights of high birth and renown compete on the first day. And he's like, oh, we want to get some breakfast then?
What the fuck was I puking for?
Right. So all his anxiety's gone, and this is also one of those things where like this is shit that Egg shouldn't really know. Like how the attorneys work and shit, and
if his cover story were true.
Yeah, so
which obviously it's not.
Dunk goes out and buys some goose eggs. After a really funny,
yes,
go ahead.
Like this merchant doesn't really understand English or whatever language Dunk is supposed to be speaking.
Yeah,
and Dunk is like, okay, I want some goose eggs, and this merchant has the whole goose and is ready to cut off
he's
its
like,
fucking head.
He's like, I killed the goose.
He's like, no,
no.
Just the eggs,
no.
the eggs, and like he does some pantomime, like egg,
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna kill the goose. He's like, fucker, dude, stop it. So, eggs in hand.
Yes.
Tenzel Too Tall walks past, and he's like, aren't these nice eggs?
I like eggs. Do
you
like eggs?
And she's like, that's okay. Bye.
I'll have your shield ready tonight, weirdo.
HR. So, Egg watch it. But by the way, like, this is another moment where Egg is like, oh my God, you're ridiculous.
He is blowing this so hard.
So, they make what looks like the tastiest fucking breakfast sandwiches I've ever seen in my life. It's like fried bread, and they fry the goose eggs up, and they have like bacon or some shit.
Some sort of pork. Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good. And there's a really cute shot of them by the tree under their hedge, fucking going to town. Yep. And then they go to a joust. And I gotta tell you, this is... hold on, before we get to the joust, there's a really funny bit where they're mocking each other, and it's really adorable. It's really cute. And Dunk is making fun of Egg for only eating like fancy people food, which is, it's like, Dunk, you fucking idiot. Like, you're so close. You're so close to the truth here, and you're just like, it just goes right over your head. And there's this really funny line about how Egg doesn't like ale, which, by the way, he's 12? 10, 12?
Okay, look, it was the medieval ages. Alcohol was much weaker then, and like
I don't think that
the water wasn't really potable.
Probably also, probably not safe. Yeah.
So that's why everyone drank beer, because it was actually healthier than the water.
His response is really funny because he goes, that's because it's disgusting, and it's because he's making fun of Dunk's accent, and it's just the whole thing is adorable, and I love both of them. So,
do they go to the joust, or do they hear from the master of the games first?
That's later, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's later.
Okay.
So, well, because I watched the one joust. There's the one guy, because Arion isn't in the joust yet. Right. So, Egg fantasizes about being a landed Dynasty War hero, and so Egg asks if he can remain Dunk's. Because this is the scene where he goes, I could like stay forever, and like I could be in a place like this, which is from the trailer. And Dunk's like, you are in a place like this, and he's like, well, dumbass, yes, but like
obviously.
forever, like this is the life, is what I'm saying. And he's like, so like after this tournament, how about we just continue our buddy cop routine, and you go on the road or something.
Our mutually beneficial relationship.
And Dunk's like, the bed tomorrow, and don't lose everything I own, then we can you can come with me.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. So this is where Plumber comes along. I think Plumber Ashford, right? Or Plumber or whoever. He's like, hey, come on down here, take a walk with me. And
we're gonna go to this new fishing hole I really like.
So they walk along the stream, and Plumber's like, okay, I'm gonna lay it out for you. We spent way too much fucking money on this whole entire thing. We just came off a really hard winter, and I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. So this is what we're gonna do.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're going to fix the books.
Yes. And you, a man of high honor, what do you think? And Dunk's like, that sounds awful.
I want to emphasize, for the record, this plan could have worked if he just didn't talk to Dunk about it. Like, if they just tell their guy, hey...
That's not true.
Oh, no?
No, because the jousts, for this to work, Dunk has to challenge the guy.
Oh, he can't challenge Dunk?
I'm not sure if he can.
Because I feel like if you just do that...
I think the way that I interpreted this was that I think Dunk has to challenge him.
Okay.
For this to work or whatever. Yeah.
If you know the rules of Westerosi jousts and tourneys,
put in the comments.
Yes, let us know.
Yeah. So, this is a good deal for Dunk.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it would put him on the map. He doesn't lose all his shit, and he makes some good money, right? Because he gets to skim right off the top of those winnings. But Dunk refuses because, he doesn't refuse so much as he doesn't say yes, right? Yeah. So he's like, you know what?
And Sir Spitsalot is like, all right, just think about it and get back to me.
That is disgusting, by the way. Like that guy. I don't know what medical condition he has, where he, like, maybe he has really bad allergies, where he can't handle his own secretions. It's gross. Like, I fucking hate it. Every time he hawks up like that, I'm like, oh. All right, Prince Aerion Targaryen enters the lists. Who is, and let me tell you, Chris, this guy's a cunt. Head to toe, just the worst.
Just an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he taunts his cousin. He walks up to him like he's going to challenge him. He's like, psych.
You're a little bitch.
Yeah. And then walks up to the other guy, Sir Humphrey Harding, and was like, yo, get up here. Let's do this. And so they joust, and he on the first pass. I was saving my
ducks out of the way.
Right. I was saving my earlier comment for this. These jousts are amazing, and I was shocked to find out the one in the last episode that happens at nighttime. That was not shot day for night. Like, they shot that at night with the primary light source being the fire from all the braziers. Right. It was like, did I just say brazier?
Yes. Brazier?
Brazier, yeah. Not a brazier. Oh, that'd be a much different show. So the way they've been shooting this has been really fantastic. And so, Aerion kind of fucks with him. And then when he comes back the second time, sends his horse to the Backstreet Boys reunion tour,
he doesn't. He wounds the horse grievously in the neck area, which causes the horse
guy
to
has
fall
to come
down
out.
and smash up his leg.
Yeah.
And later we see a guy coming out with a big pole arm then sending the horse to the Backstreet Boys.
Let me tell you, the small folk aren't very happy about this. And they throw shit at Aerion, and Aerion doesn't care. He's like, fuck you guys. You hate me because you hate me. He just rides off. Dunk and Egg leave. Oh, by the way, there's this really hilarious bit where, as they're jousting, fucking Egg is sitting there screaming, kill him. And Dunk looks over him like, what the fuck is wrong with you, kid? Like, what in the world? So they leave early. Egg's like, that wasn't an accident. That dude's just an absolute asshole. Trust me, I know. Which is another clue that, all this shit is just coming to the same conclusion, right? So,
this is possibly the worst kept secret of any show I have ever seen.
Which they say in the behind the scenes, by the way. The showrunner is like, everyone knows this secret. so when we wrote the show, it isn't the centerpiece. Like we drop it mid-season. We treat it like a reveal because it's a reveal for Dunk, right? But the audience knows, and that's not the point of the show, right? So that evening, Dunk and Egg are at a party at Sir Lionel Baratheon's tent, and
where they're singing a song about a sex worker whose claim to fame is that she's really good at getting guys off by going up their bums.
And let me tell you how into this song Lionel Baratheon is. And I'm pretty sure, like, this dude's got to be at least bi, right? Like,
I would imagine so.
And
yeah.
I don't think he strikes me as the kind of guy who just does not care who knows, right? He's just like, I'm more manly than all y'all, so fuck you. But also, if you got fingers, put them in there. And while this is happening, they're singing this song and pantomiming fingers and bums.
Yeah.
Dunk and Egg are having this like really serious philosophical conversation
Egg
about the song.
Do you think her name was actually Alice?
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, wouldn't that kind of suck if like everything that made you famous and they don't even use your real name? And he's like, I don't. Why are we talking about this? Yeah. And he's like, oh, I think I understand the song. It's all about like, carpe diem, to live life to the fullest, throw your whole ass into it, not your half ass. And Dunk's like, okay, please stop talking about this, please. Oh, there's another song.
The fucking Egg is just singing a tree, whittling,
singing a catch, by the way, which is a song style that we learned about in music college, pretty much, where the lyrics are chosen to be suggestive, to
be a double meaning.
Yeah, and then in a real catch, it's written a different way, where like you're supposed to sing more than one line at once and words pop out.
Yeah,
but it's pretty much that, and it turns out Dunk's or Eggs knows a couple naughty songs. He probably already knows the Alice song. So they reflect on this. The next day, Dunk has his fortune read, and he's promised wealth and success. He's going to be richer than a fucking Lannister. And he's like, good, because Lannisters suck. And then she looks at Egg, and she's like, oh, God. So first, you're going to be king, and then you're going to die screaming in a fire. Everyone's going to celebrate, and the worms are going to eat your ashes. And Dunk's like...
Egg's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Now, okay. The whole you're going to be rich and famous, more famous than a Lannister. Like typical fortune teller bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone is even capable of being king. So the fact that she like pegs this and is like, you're in the line of succession. I don't know what this is really, but that's where Egg's like, oh shit, like this is so weird.
I mean, it could. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
But then every so often she just locks in.
Yeah, she like drinks too much sherry and then So Dunk hangs out with Raymond Fossaway, who's from the Apple family.
Hey, we have homemade apple cider.
Yeah.
You want to get drunk?
Yeah. Right. So they're drinking cider, and Dunk's like, so how about those Targaryens? And Raymond Fossaway is like, listen to me. They're all fuck the Targaryens. He's like, all...
While this is happening, by the way, Egg's like, yeah, while you're drinking, I'm going to go to the puppet show and then get your shield.
Yeah, because I think he's really worried. He's worried about Raymond Fossaway, like, recognizing him, I think.
Maybe.
So he runs off to watch the puppet show, which he's already seen before, but he's a little kid. So, like that, and especially those visual effects back in the Middle Ages, I'm sure that was the most advanced shit he's ever seen in his life, right? So, they're drinking, and he's like, look, the Targaryens are blood magicers, and they fuck their sisters, and like everyone hates them.
And we don't even have dragons. Why do we even put up with their bullshit?
Right. We've all died in their war. They drag us into their wars. We are afraid of them because they pretty much had a nuclear arsenal, but they don't have the nuclear arsenal anymore. So, like, I'm starting to think maybe fuck the Targaryens. And Dunk's like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. What'd you say? So, they talk about how Arion killed the horse, like, purposely.
Also, who should arrive at the puppet show but Arion Targaryen?
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Raymond also reveals that Prince Maekar has left Ashford to search for his missing sons, Darren and Aegon. And he's like, his two kids, Darren and Egg on. And Dunk's like, huh?
Huh.
And he's like, oh, fuck you. Okay, whatever. So Egg sees this play again. And it's like, just as cool as before. Except that Tansel Tutal is playing the knight now. And she kills the dragon, right? And then she turns around because it's like the big finish of the story, and this is where the applause always is. And she turns around, and no one's clapping, and Arion's just standing there like,
the fuck you do to that dragon?
Yeah, I know it's a fake dragon, but we don't do that here. And Tansel's like, it wasn't real. But it wasn't real, right? And he's like, I'm going to break your finger. Come here.
I'm going to break your fingers now.
So Egg runs off to find Dunk. And he's like, that really tall bitch that you really love? Like you really in love with her? And he's like, yeah, Tansel. And he's like, oh, she's in trouble. She's in danger.
You better come.
Yeah. And so he runs in. Dunk runs in right as he's like breaking this girl's finger. And something just like snaps. It's like the Kill Bill sound. Yeah. And he fucking like kind of knocks Arion around a little bit
before the Kingsguard or whatever these guys are.
Well, I don't think the Kingsguard are there yet, but the like guards grab him and everything, and
Arion's like, "You son of a bitch! Like,
no one makes me bleed my own blood.
you just fucking killed yourself.
Yeah,
and also, you chipped one of my teeth, so we're gonna start by breaking all of your teeth.
Yeah, we're gonna break all your teeth.
So set them up for a curb stomping, and they're right about to do it when Egg is like, "Hey,
everybody, stop!
Fucking stop it!"
Now, this reveal is handled really well. Because if you don't know it going in, there are a few things. There's at least a couple of things beforehand where you're like, well, what the fuck's happening? Which is that he calls both of the guards by their names, right? And he says their names, and the guards are like, who the fuck is that? And then Arion looks over and is like, oh,
it's this fucking kid.
Where did your hair go? And Egg's like, I cut it off so I wouldn't look like a cunt like you. And he's like, okay, well, at least we found one of them. And Dunk's like, guys, I don't get it. And Arion's like, it's my fucking brother, Aegon. He's a fucking royal. And there's this episode ends with this really funny smash cut to all the reactions and big dramatic music, and then it ends, right? And it's just like, oh, inject more of the show into my veins. I love it so much. Were you surprised? I can't remember. Did I spoil this for you?
No, but also it was not remotely
they telegraph
a secret.
They telegraph it pretty hard.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was watching the behind the scenes, and I'm pretty sure that they were kind of expecting everyone to like know it. Yeah. So, all right, you and I watched Wonder Man. Now, we're not going to do spoiler free. We're just going to get into it. We're also not doing scene by scene. This is a whole season, and we have about 6 minutes to do this.
It's pretty good.
I will say it's probably the best MCU show since Agatha All Along. I think.
Yeah, probably.
I can't think of a better show. The MCU has been all over the place, right? Quality wise.
Yeah.
And Wonder Man, I would put under this is good. What's striking to me, real quick, before we hold that thought, what is striking to me is how there are parts of this where you could forget that you're in the MCU, because it's kind of it happens in LA. It's all kind of like, except for like obviously Trevor Flattery's like around and everything, but like this could be a different, like a non-MCU story pretty easily. And I really enjoyed it. Anyway, what were we going to say?
I think it was helped in how good it was by how much it didn't attempt to be a stereotypical Marvel show.
Yeah.
Like, there were the bits, like the superpowers are always hanging around, and like the damage control people are always lurking around. But by and large, it's a story about an actor
who makes a friend.
Trying to make it big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a friend for like possibly the first time in his life.
Yeah. So do you think that, this is a thought I was having, I was curious about your thoughts on this. the damage control guy. Do you feel like they could have taken out that storyline entirely and still made it work? Because the whole Department of Damage Control, which by the way is the dumbest fucking name for it's like you could have come up with like a really cool acronym like SHIELD or SABER, you know, like we're used to having in the MCU for government programs, but you came up with the Department of Damage Control. It just sounds like you're like a like a publicist, you know, or something.
I think you could have, but it would have been more clumsy. Like the damage control people give a reason for Trevor to want to buddy up to Simon, right?
Yeah.
Without that, you're
and
relying,
the betrayal and everything is
yeah,
a big part of the
you're
plot.
relying way more on Trevor's inherent goodwill towards man, which he has plenty of.
Yeah.
But doesn't seem like he'd want to like get as close as quick as he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, can we first talk about what I think is one of the most interesting episodes in all of the MCU shows, which is the Josh Gad Doorman.
Oh yeah, Doorman. Yeah, I
episode.
love that episode.
I thought it was really cool. Now, have you seen Frozen?
No.
Okay, so there's some of this probably lost on you. Josh Gad plays himself in this show, who is the voice of Olaf, the snowman, in Frozen. And he has a hilarious song in Frozen called Summer. And he does like a rap remix in this club of it. And if you're a fan, like if you're a fan of the music from that movie, from Frozen, which is really good music, it is hilarious. It's so funny. I also love how so basically the gist of this episode is that there's a doorman for a nightclub who touches a sticky substance one night and then gets one of the most useless superpowers ever, where he can teleport things through his body, right?
And like himself, short distances.
Yeah. And so he saves everyone from a burning nightclub, and he gets discovered.
And Josh Gad is like, "Hey, I want you to come work for me."
Right.
And Doorman's like, I don't really want it. He's like, 200,000 a year post methods.
Yeah.
Sold.
And there's something really icky about this to me, by the way, because it's like they play it off as a friendship between Josh Gad and this other guy, and it isn't really. It's you know, they're in show business, and it's about making money and you know, promoting your brand and everything. And basically, they go to make the sequel to their movie Cash Grab 2, which I think is actually really funny. And Josh Gad, in the movie, is supposed to jump through his little chest portal and come out the other side, but he just jumps into the chest portal and that's it. He doesn't come out the other side, and Josh Gad is still missing.
It is noteworthy that the reason, what is suggested is the reason he didn't come out is that Doorman has been spiraling into alcoholism and a bunch of other problems pretty bad as a result of all the other shit that's been going wrong in his life. Mainly that he's a D-lister who has a catchphrase in the modern.
Yeah, he gets kind of pigeonholed.
Yeah.
You know, so the whole point of this episode is to set up this expectation in Hollywood that people with superpower, enhanced people, aren't allowed to be actors.
Yes.
Because shit like this happens.
And
right?
at the very end of the Doorman episode, there's Simon watching this on his phone while he's on set to do some medical procedural or whatever.
Yeah. So we go through this whole show. Sir Ben Kingsley, by the way, is amazing, as always, is tasked with getting evidence to expose Wonder Man because the Department of Damage Control finds
Simon Williams, specifically.
Thinks that he's dangerous and they need to put him in a prison. Basically, the whole point of this is this prison cannot really be financially justified, so we need to start putting people in there.
Yes.
And it's a whole thing. And so this is going to be a big win for this agent. And Sir Ben Kingsley's character kind of takes pity on Simon and forms this real friendship with him. And there's the big reveal of his betrayal toward the end. and a recurring gag is how he was the Mandarin, the
Yes.
famous terrorist from Iron Man 3.
Yes.
And
Which a role that he only took because he needed to pay off his drug debts.
drug dealers, yeah.
And he mentions a couple times, 13 years sober, very, very proud of himself for that,
Yeah.
and only drinks Bloody Marys
Yeah.
the entire time.
So they get cast in this movie together. Who the Von Kovac, the
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog / some other eccentric, director. And they get cast in this movie together, and it is really the serendipitous, beautiful friendship that they have that unravels toward the end because Simon finds out that he's been kind of spying on him,
and Simon has his super powered freak out and kind of
levels half of Hollywood.
It looks like a bomb went off.
Yeah, on the set. Yeah.
And Trevor's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking get myself dolled up like the Mandarin and take credit for that.
The Mandarin returns,
Yes.
bitches, and he does this for his friend.
Yeah,
It's
very sweet.
Yeah, he to the world appears as a terrorist to help his friend, and it's like that's a bro move. That's what you do for your bro, And he gets taken away, and Simon doesn't. I think they finished the film.
They finished the film with another actor, and Simon.
Oh, with
gets
Joe
rich and
Pantoliano, the guy from fucking Sopranos. He's also in The Last of Us season 2. He's Catherine O'Hara's husband.
Oh,
in The Last of Us season 2, who is a fierce rival of Ben King, Slider,
Trevor,
Trevor's. And is like CGI'd in, a la Kevin Spacey in that one movie. And Simon makes it big. He's the film does really well. Everyone loves it. He gets exactly what he's looking for, and this show kind of ends beautifully, and you don't even know what's happening at first. Simon's working on a new role out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
He's doing research. He says he's talking to this guy. Says, I just want to follow you around.
You normal do
your life.
Yeah.
I just want to watch and like help me get into character.
Yeah, and it's his family living paycheck to paycheck and everything, and there's this slow roll reveal that this guy works at this big super prison where Trevor is being held, and he gets in using his acting skills as I'm shadowing you on your job just because I'm doing research for a role, and finds Trevor in his jail cell and is like, let's fucking go. And it
just
flies away with
out.
him. Yeah. And it's like, I love like bro road trip / bromance endings like this.
I love this. I also think it makes absolutely no goddamn sense.
Why not?
Because like, the whole point of this was so that Simon could have an acting career, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was the whole reason they tried to set it up.
Yeah, but his friendship with Trevor kind of transcended that. They had a real relationship in Hollywood. It wasn't like the Doorman and Josh Gad where they were kind of just using each other and just kind of superficial. Like, they were together a creative force, right? And Trevor kind of weathered some of Simon's antisocial tendencies and kind of balanced him out a little bit, and it worked really well. And I think that an argument could be made that Simon realized that that's what he needs. Like, he needed that, and he doesn't have it anymore. But also, I think their friendship together meant something to him. I think he comes around and realizes that, goddamn, this dude let the entire world hate him as a terrorist just so I could have my acting career.
That is very true.
Yeah, I've got to go save this guy, right? And which I love beautiful man friendships like this. I think it's great. I would bust you out of a prison.
Thank you.
If I was put in prison as a terrorist, I'd fully expect you to bust me out too.
There's one other detail on this show that I really want to bring up. The shitty old Toyota Camry that Simon drives around in present day, we see in flashbacks it's his dad's car, which of course a struggling actor living in Hollywood would drive the cheapest car they could get, the hand-me-down for decades.
Yeah. I thought his character was really fleshed out. I loved his family.
Yeah, just all the little details that they got right and made everything extremely believable.
Yeah, so go watch Wonder Man if you haven't. That is the end of our show. We will be back next week to talk about whatever happens at the Super Bowl, not the football, the movie trailers that we hope to see, Mandalorian and Grogu. Also, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 4.
Mhm.
We'll talk about next week as well. So, thank you so much for joining us. We love you guys. Hold on. I did see a comment that I didn't read. I like the game Star Wars. I love how they do game, but more open world, like bigger. Okay.